Hi, all of you. Good evening. I'm always confused what to say. Hi, good evening. Yes. Well, good afternoon, whatever suits you. So today will be the second class. We had the first session on the topics of environment for the month of April, May and June. I covered topics of April and part of May. June का बचा हुआ है. Hi Shantanu, hello Ayush. Am I streaming fine online? Am I streaming fine? You had one class, I think, day before yesterday on polity, right? Okay, so polity, we'll finish off environment and geography. Kuch locations bhi honge, we'll do that. And then, of course, economy will come in. And one session I'll give you for IR topics also. But IR is not as important from the prelims point of view. But still, we'll have some discussions on the developments. Okay? So we start with this now. Last time I've covered the national policy on biofuel, right? Have I? But 2-3 points chhoot gaya tha. I read between the lines. I want you to add those points, please. Okay, just some details because I was seeing what type of questions they can ask. Okay, so there's a couple of additions I want to do. The National Biofuel Policy 2018. It is yaad rahe, the policy was formulated in 2018. It was approved by cabinet last year. Okay, so कहलाएगा policy of 2018, but 2022, okay, June में it was approved by the cabinet. That's why it was in news. Okay, that's one point. Okay, write down these points. ये काम आएंगे. One point. Number 2 is that we also had an earlier policy on biofuels. Okay, 2009 का policy था biofuels में, and that policy was promulgated through the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. नीचे. Okay, the 2009 का policy था. It was by Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. Okay, MNRE. But 2018 का जो policy है, it is by Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. The new policy is promulgated by Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. Okay? And then I had given the list of what are the essential points. Ek important objective, rather there are 2 important objectives of the policy is, okay, 2 important objectives of the policy are number one, to encourage Make in India, to encourage the Make in India drive, and therefore reduce dependence on petroleum imports. And therefore reduce dependence on petroleum imports. So ये जो units होंगे, they will be part of SEZs. Okay, the units बनेंगे for the biofuel machines, technology, whatever, they will be part of the SEZs. Okay, जो units for developing technology, okay, for biofuel will be part of the SEZs. The next point is that this is part of the bigger vision. It's part of bigger vision to make India energy independent by 1947. To make India energy independent by 2047. When I say energy independent, मतलब है we no longer are dependent on imports. So यही part बन जाएगा आत्मनिर्भर भारत का. Okay, so ये 2-3 points you never know. You can ask a sentence with the following is appropriate for the biofuel policy. So just added those points to you. अच्छा, ये भी मैंने कहा था that under biofuel policy we have this sub program called as RUCO, RUCO, repurposed use cooking oil. There's a sub-program called as RUCO, R-U-C-O, repurpose used cooking oil. Okay, and this is for a collection and conversion of used cooking oil. Is for collection and conversion of used cooking oil into biodiesel. Into biodiesel. Or RUCO जो है, it is launched by, yes, FSSAI. RUCO is launched by FSSAI, Food Safety Standards Authority of India. Food Safety and Standards Authority of India. Okay, so this was some addition to your last class conversation. ठीक है? Any doubts on these? ठीक है, fine. Okay. Now the next topic, again development of May का ही था ये वाला, coal gasification. ये बहुत न्यूज में है, coal gasification. Yes, of course. Okay, allow me a couple of days. I will look up all the environment issues under the budget. Okay, कुछ programs launch हुए हैं, कुछ relaxation. So I'll do that. Okay, that's very much. So let me finish off. Yes, this is June 22, correct. Okay, so I'll do the budget part eventually. In fact, I'll record maybe a video for all of you there if that helps you for the YouTube. Let me finish off the June developments first. Okay, so about coal gasification. Write down. So coal gasification essentially is one of the technology interventions. It's one of the technology interventions. Okay, इसका 3 objective है. 3 objective is, number 1, how to efficiently use low-grade coal. How to efficiently use low-grade coal. Low-grade coal का मतलब होता है coal that does not have very high calorific value. If you burn 1 gram of coal or 1 kg of coal, कितना energy मिलेगा? That tells us the calorific value, calories per unit weight. So India में बहुत सारा coal is low calorific value, खासकर lignite. The tertiary coals are all low calorie coals. High calorific value coals are anthracite, okay, almost 995. So if you burn that, you get good energy. Yes, bituminous, semi-bituminous, India में ज़्यादा है. And lot of the Indian coal is also lignite coal. They are low. So if you want to use the low grade coal, okay, तो बहुत सारा उसमें byproducts होता है, and energy is not commensurate with the amount of weight we use. So we have to do that. That's one objective. Second objective is to reduce the emission impact because of coal use. To reduce the emission impact because of coal use. So coal में बहुत सारे byproducts हैं. It includes sulfide, sulfur के byproducts, particulate matter है. You also have nitric oxide आता है इसमें. So you must reduce all of that. And third is the supply component. Supplying or transporting coal is a very costly affair. Okay, or transportation में pollution भी है. Imagine those wagons are transporting coal, the trucks are transporting coal. So ये 3 चीज को address करने के लिए, we are talking about coal gasification, and because we will end up using coal more efficiently, हमारे एक target है, remember, we have to reduce our coal use by 50% by 2030. It'll help us meet, yes, part of your commitments under the Paris Convention. Write down. So coal gasification will help meet India's commitment. Will help meet India's commitment to cut its coal consumption. To cut its coal consumption in power plants by half by 2030. By half by 2030. Essentially part of achieving our reduction in carbon footprints. Reduce our carbon footprints. ठीक है? And please know this, that India में bulk of the coal, 90% of coal of India is thermal grade, but low thermal grade. 90% of India's coal is okay, low thermal grade coal. And 10% is what's called as coking coal. 10% of India's coal is coking coal. Coking coal is used in metallurgical industries, okay, खासकर blast furnace steel में. Coking coal का काम है, it acts as a reducing agent. Okay, so you combine carbon along with iron oxides. So iron अलग होगा, carbon dioxide अलग हो जाएगा. This is called as metallurgical process of reduction. So a coking coal, special coking coal है, special coal है that's used as for metallurgical. And India में two important mines for coking coal are Jharia mines. Two important mines for coking coal are Jharia mines and Jhilmil. Jhilmil coal. Jharia coal and Jhilmil coal. Okay, fact, yeah, this was the digression. Our point is India's 90% is okay, thermal coal, and that too it is low grade coal. So emphasizing why do we need to have coal gasification. Next point, likho aap, write down next. So what is coal gasification? Write down. It is the process of partially oxidizing coal, process of partially oxidizing coal with oxygen, air, steam, and carbon dioxide. Partially oxidizing coal with oxygen, air, steam, and carbon dioxide. And what do we get in the coal gasification? We get a special type of gas called as syngas, as in synthetic gas. We get syngas. Or syngas kya hota hai? It's a mixture of, syngas is a mixture of carbon monoxide, hydrogen, carbon dioxide, methane, and water vapor. Carbon monoxide, hydrogen, carbon dioxide, methane, and water vapor. Okay, carbon monoxide, hydrogen, carbon dioxide, methane, and moisture. तो इसमें मेन एनर्जी कौन सा कंपोनेंट है? मीथेन. हाइड्रोजन भी आता है, which can be used also. Okay, but the main energy component is methane. Okay, and remember, CO2 भी बनता है. Okay, and CO2, ये सब आपका एक टाइप का, for the process it becomes waste, and water also is the waste. What you get is methane, and this is used for combustion. ठीक है, syngas, yes, correct, syngas. And further, is what is done is, इसमें air, around air, okay, is along with steam and oxygen, is passed over, okay, coal under high pressure and heat. Under high pressure and heat. So all these processes can be asked. ठीक है? अच्छा, इसका advantages क्या हैं? Write down. Okay, advantages of coal gasification and the production of syngas. Advantage number one is, okay, the sulfur in the coal. Indian coal has, of course, not too much of sulfur, but sulfur hai. In general, India has low grade sulfur, lekin sulfur, remember, is a very important pollutant. It's one of the concerns that we have, sulfur pollution. It also causes acid rain. Okay? So what this syngas process does is, it removes sulfur and converts into hydrogen sulfide. It removes sulfur, it converts into hydrogen sulfide and some amount of carbonyl sulfide. COS and hydrogen sulfide, H2S. And both of these can be removed very easily. जो सल्फर कंटेंट है आप उसको रिमूव कर सकते हो, बिकॉज सल्फर कन्वर्ट्स इनटू H2S, हाइड्रोजन सल्फाइड and carbonyl sulfide. That's one. So the sulfur content is removed, which is the important pollutant. Second is जो nitrogen oxides which are otherwise produced in coal combustion, nitrogen oxides NO, that are otherwise produced in coal combustion is not produced in coal gasification. Is not produced in coal gasification. So nitrogen pollutants नहीं होते हैं. Not produced in coal gasification. Third is the particulate matters are negligible. The particulate matters produced is negligible. और जो भी है, it can be removed very easily. A small amount of produced can be removed very easily by water scrubbing, and capture of particulates. Water scrubbing and capture of the particulates. आप निकाल सकते हैं. The next is the water produced हो रहा है. The water produced can be treated and recycled. Can be treated and recycled. Okay, next. The coal ash, some amount of coal बहुत fine रह जाता है. Okay, with coal ash, burnt coal. The coal ash, okay, is not very hazardous. Its leaching effect is low. And it can be used to make fly ash bricks. It can be used to make fly ash bricks. All of these are those statements, advantages of coal gasification. Achha, next लिखो आप. Syngas can be used as a substitute to petroleum and natural gas. Can be used as a substitute to petroleum and natural gas. It can also be used for production of hydrogen and chemicals like ammonia and methanol. It can also be part of fertilizer plants. इसका मेन दो डिसएडवांटेज, और ये बन सकता है आपका ट्रैप क्वेश्चन, that one is it's very costly. The two disadvantages, one is it's very costly, and second is it produces more carbon dioxide than the process of natural coal combustion or regular coal combustion. It produces more carbon dioxide than the regular coal combustion for energy. In fact, there's a research by CSC, the Down to Earth magazine, the company जो है CSC, it says the amount of coal produced is amount of carbon dioxide produced is 2.5 times more than the regular thermal combustion. क्या? Monoxide नहीं है. Monoxide is a very, in fact, of the two, monoxide is a more powerful greenhouse effect. The amount of heat absorbed by monoxide is far more than yes. It also stays. It doesn't break down. Correct. It has high. It's called as higher residence value in the atmosphere. Yes. That's how it is. Fly ash. It can be used as fly ash bricks. Yes. Okay. So that's about coal gasification. The next topic is there is a coalition called as First Movers Coalition. First Movers Coalition. Okay, next topic. And this is kind of a forum. It's kind of a forum launched by World Economic Forum and the US. Launched by World Economic Forum and the US. Achha. What is this? Write down. What is this? Write down that it is a flagship public-private partnership. It's a flagship public-private partnership by the US and WEF, to clean up the most carbon intensive sectors. To clean up the most carbon intensive sectors. So there are 6 sectors. I'll talk about them. Think of iron, steel, transportation, aluminiums, industry. Isme bahut zyada, okay, you have got emissions, you have got energy usage, which leads to global warming and the rest. So how do we make those sectors, okay, more and more efficient in terms of the emission issues? Okay? So isme 4 important points hai. One is, remember, it's a partnership. It's a partnership, and it document says it is a flagship partnership. It's like a leading partnership forum hai ye wala. It is launched by US and World Economic Forum. Okay, and it includes private and public enterprises partnership. And for which one? It is to clean up the most carbon intensive sectors. Okay, right further on this. Now. It is to develop, share, and innovate on clean energy technologies. In clean energy technologies. Okay. इसमें 2 level में काम होता है. One is who are working as partners of US. There are 2 levels they operate. One is the partner member countries. And their focus is to create clean markets. Sorry, to create markets for clean technologies. They operate 2 levels. One is the US partners jo hain. The US partners' objective है to create market for clean technologies, and India is a part of this. India is one of the partners. Okay. The second is there is a steering board to coordinate the coalition. There is a steering board to coordinate the coalition. इसमें 3 member हैं. Okay, India, Japan, Sweden. 3 members: India, Japan, and Sweden. Next fact is it was launched in COP26. कौन सा वाला ये वाला? Glasgow. It was launched in COP26, and the sectors targeted are aluminium sector, aviation, chemicals, concrete, shipping, steel, and trucking. So 3 of them are transportation wale hain. ठीक है, aviation is there, shipping is there, trucking is there. इसके अलावा there are 3 industries: chemical industries, aluminium, and steel. ठीक है, so 3 industries and 3 transportation sectors हैं, 6 of them, and these 6 of them together, it says, they account for 30% of global emissions. These 6 industries, they together are responsible for 30% of global emissions. Okay. अच्छा, ये जो first movers coalition FMC, they have committed to okay, near zero carbon solutions. They committed to near zero carbon solutions by committing themselves to suppliers, who can assure net zero technologies. Basically, what they're saying is all the companies who make technology net zero, even if they're costly, okay, these countries are saying we'll buy only from them. Okay, so even if it says the cost is premium cost, even then they'll commit themselves to buying the costly products. Okay, part of reducing this, that's one. Iske alawa, the first mover coalition has also accepted two targets. They've accepted two targets. One is carbon dioxide removal. And intensive efforts to minimize emissions in aluminium sector. Yes. To minimize emissions from the aluminium sector. So in one sentence it says that their objective is that net zero industries or net zero technologies should become part of the supply chain. Okay, write down this point here. Yes. Removal, yes. And removal is in net zero. CO2 ka? They have not mentioned any, they're committed to that, but no year as a target. Okay. But these guys have. Yes. In this, they're saying yes. Sectors. Yes, sectors mein they'll work. Isme rakha priority as aluminium. I don't know why they have taken aluminium. Maybe it's more convenient, probably first target. Okay. But aluminium is the priority. Okay. Next, add karo isme that I said the objective is, the long-term objective is that to achieve net or near net zero, net zero transformation in the value chain. Which all countries? Okay, which all countries? Likh lo. India, Denmark, Italy. Oh yes, this could be a question. You're right. India, Denmark, Italy, Japan, Norway, Singapore, Sweden, and UK. India, Denmark, Italy, Japan, Norway, Singapore, Sweden, and UK. They're part of the first movers coalition. Yeah, a treaty nahi hai, ek type ka partnership hai. Will not say it's a treaty. It's a partnership that also includes private players. Yes. Okay. So that's FMC. The next one is People's Biodiversity Register, PBR. People's Biodiversity Register. Okay. So let me explain the background here. The background is that forest conservation, forest issues mein, a very important understanding is that local participation is important, which includes tribal participation, indigenous population participation, using their technology methods also. And ये हमेशा रहा है, but in the latest draft for forest policy 2018 का policy में this is mentioned explicitly. Write down this point here, that the draft National Forest Policy 2018, the draft National Forest Policy 2018 explicitly mentions involving tribes and local communities, in forest management. Okay, write down. There is shortage of commas भी लिखो, ground intelligence. The shortage of ground intelligence and lot of data collected about forests. Okay, include misrepresentations, because plantations, tea estates also get accounted as forests, while lot of forest areas that lack green cover, but are inhabited by tribes with forest activities, get ignored. See what we are saying here. Listen, imagine this is the landscape here. There are forests, then there are plantations, there could be tree orchards, okay, and there are areas jahan par itna dense forest nahi hai, but there are people who are living here. So if I look at this area, and this area, say A, B, C and D, what do you think matters to us as forest more? Okay, A hoga, yes, and D also, no, because kahin na kahin there is dependence of people on the forests. But if you are taking remote sensing data, or an official is working who doesn't understand the detailed nuances, us data mein ye add ho jayega, ye hat jayega. I hope you got the point here. So somewhere we say, okay, and where the document says that the ground truths are missing. Okay, somebody must go there, check physically one by one, kya hai, nahi hai. The ground truth or the ground intelligence is missing. Plus, theek hai, yahan par kam trees hai, but do these areas have important biodiversity? Yes. Okay. These areas have reduced biodiversity. तो आपने artificial plant किया हुआ है ना? So if you are documenting forest areas kya hain, what are the areas that have important biodiversity, we can't ignore these areas and we can't give too much importance to these areas. That's why we say that we need to add the local people here. Local people who will be responsible for maintaining a proper forest registry. Okay, ekdam accounting hona chahiye theek se, what are the areas of biodiversity and which are those we must promote and use and maybe expand on. Okay, so is purpose ke liye we are talking about the concept of people's biodiversity register. Now write down. Yes, very dense, moderate, okay, और scrublands technically आता नहीं है forest में. Yes,
land under forest. उसमें भी हम लोग
Yes. नहीं करना चाहिए ना. Understand that SFR relies lot on the satellite data. ठीक है. So technically speaking, अगर वो open forest है, but scrubland तो नहीं है. But does scrubland come under biodiversity or not? Think of Kuno forest. Kuno area was actually agricultural land. Okay, वहाँ farming थी, now abandoned, and now that areas have been overtaken by the wild grasses. But दिखने में तो scrubland ही है ना. So as a part of biodiversity part है, but forest cover में आप add नहीं कर रहे हो. Okay, so if you go only by the canopy cover, जो ऊपर दिखाई देता है, you'll miss out this and ये दो को add कर दोगे आप. So we want to ensure that हमारा actual registry is realistic according to the ground conditions. That's why we need this. ठीक है, essentially, this exercise is to ensure that our forest data is actually what exists in terms of biodiversity and not merely based on canopy cover or some officials giving us their verdict what's forest area and not. Okay, write down next, write down. So, under Biodiversity Act 2002, under Biodiversity Act 2002, there is a provision for Biodiversity Management Committee. There is provision for Biodiversity Management Committee, BMC, in every local body. In every local body. And yeah. Yes, absolutely. Yes. And continue. And the committee will prepare, the BMC committee, it will prepare PRBs with tribals as members. With tribals as members. And also including people who are living in natural areas, also with people living in natural areas, not legally classified as forests. Not legally classified as forest. I hope आपको समझ में आ रहा है अभी, all of you. What I'm saying here is कि in your legal document, forest land as a concept में, ये शायद area आता नहीं है forest area में, but in natural landscape है. I can't miss the biodiversity here. Okay, I can't declare wasteland और जो करना है कर लो आप. So in this BMC will make the people's register, and who will contribute to this? It will be tribes who are part of forests or around the forest, plus the people who live in natural landscape which are not legally classified as the forests. Okay? Continue here. The objective is to develop a complete documentation of biodiversity in an area. To have a complete documentation of biodiversity in an area. To develop the PBR, a PBR में होगा क्या? The PBR will have a complete biodiversity documentation of an area. So all type of trees, plants as food, okay, all animals, wildlife, and also medicinal value plants. Plant as food, wildlife, and medicinal value plants. It's a type of bottoms-up exercise. It's a type of bottoms-up exercise. A decentralized approach for biodiversity inventarization. A decentralized approach for biodiversity inventarization. Inventarization. It also will aid to track how habitats are changing. to track how habitats are changing. Okay. Next fact ये है, Kolkata has become the first metropolitan city. Kolkata is the first metropolitan city to make a detailed PBR. To make a detailed PBR. Remember this, PBR हर local body के अंडर में होगा. So it's not only for the forestry, it's also for areas which are urban areas also. Every local body must have, okay, this PBR, okay, made by the Biodiversity Management Committee. BMC will do it. ठीक है? So that's about the PBR. The next is United Nations Energy Plan of Action. United Nations Energy Plan of Action. Okay. So now see, what's happened is a lot of countries have pledged a lot of things. And we'll do this, we'll do that, and so on. Okay. So what the UN is saying is that we must have some type of approach so that jo pledge kiya hai, they should achieve it. Okay, some way of mechanism, some forum, okay, whatever funding required, technology required, somebody must oversee the process of these pledges being achieved. And khaskar in the energy sector. Okay, write down this point, write down. The UN Energy Action Plan, the UN Energy Action Plan is for achieving the massive pledge, made by organizations under various initiatives, particularly under high-level dialogue on energy. Under high-level dialogue on energy in September 2021. In September 2021. So a dialogue tha where they committed, okay, that they will now list of commitments likho aap. What are the commitments? Okay. The commitments under those, okay, high-level dialogue. One was to support 500 million people to gain access to energy. To support 500 million people gain access to electricity. To support 1 billion more people to gain access to clean cooking solutions. To gain access to clean cooking solutions. 100% increase in renewables. 100% increase by renewables. No new coal power plants. No new coal power plants after 2021. And 30 million jobs. 30 million jobs in renewable energy. 30 million jobs in renewable energy. और ये जो objectives हैं to be met by 2025. To be met by 2025. Okay. So just know this, nothing more to add. Okay. What was the plan and what were the objectives? Okay, that's UN Energy Action Plan. Okay, plan for action. And you can add one point here that these objectives are largely part of Goal 7 of SDG. They're largely a part of goal 7 under SDG. Next, next is the modification of Forest Conservation Rule 2022. Forest Conservation Rule 2022. Okay. They're covered under Forest Act largely, Forest Act, and also covered under Environmental Protection Act. So, कुछ rules cooking solutions में क्या लिखा है मैंने आपको? How many people? 1 billion. 1 billion more people for clean cooking solutions, UV. ये बड़ा फेवरेट क्वेश्चन है बच्चों का. So will this be enough or not? Suraj, this is April, May, June. I have to come with July, August, September, October, November, December. Okay. आपको ये पढ़ लेना चाहिए था last year. Okay, because you may have missed something or okay, तब शायद तमीज नहीं थी current affairs की. So we are helping you here. Sufficient है कि नहीं, पहले इतना कर लो first. ठीक है? I can understand. Problem is, no, most of us do not have the capacity to navigate in conditions of ambiguity. सबको एकदम structured चाहिए. Exactly ये किताब, exactly this question, exactly this particular topic. Okay. UPSC में you have learned to manage, navigate in ambiguity. पूछेगा, नहीं पूछेगा. Okay. ये जो the uncertainty में करना है. Okay. So it's possible some of the topics I'm doing, okay, many of them won't be asked. But इतना तो कर लो पहले. Then we'll see the rest. Okay, let's move on. So, so these rules, the forest conservation rules, 22, they are superseding forest conservation rules of 2003. They're superseding forest conservation rules of 2003. Yes, these rules include, okay, some of the provisions under Forest Conservation Act, FCA, and also some of them under Environmental Protection Act. Okay, write down. So the rule gives us 2-3 committees. The first one is Constitution of Project Screening Committee. Constitution of Project Screening Committee. Okay. Now, इस committee का main role होगा to review proposals for diversion of forest land. To review proposals for diversion of forest land. Okay, and ensure that all provisions and criteria are met. All provisions and all criteria are met. Okay. It'll ensure that the proposals to divert are for those under restricted categories that need special attention. This is, more of a procedural thing. Okay. So what happens is, I have a forest area, and the government can always notify कोई project हो गया, कोई dam बनाना है, कोई road बनाना है, कोई mines करना है, तो उसका एक procedure है. Okay. And there are probably too many agencies involved here. So this body is like a screening committee. कि कोई proposal आता है to divert, are the criteria met or not? Now this committee will not get into the merit of the project. कि वो अच्छा है या नहीं उसकी बात नहीं करेगा. These are those trap sentences. Okay, ये sentence में पूछ देगा. You can get this point here. The committee will not evaluate. The committee will not evaluate. Okay. The proposal will not evaluate the proposal from the view of its merit. From the view of its merit. ठीक है कि भाई, say I'm making a road. The road will provide X amount of employment, X amount of connectivity. The road is important for maybe some development. ये उसमें नहीं घुसेगा. It's not about evaluating the project's merit. It's about whether the project for diversion is meeting the criteria for diversion or not. Okay, write down that these committees, will be in every state or union territory. In every state and union territory. It will meet twice every month and advise the state governments. It will meet twice every month and advise the state governments. Okay. It will take up both type of projects, mining projects and also non-mining projects. Mining projects and also non-mining projects. Okay. इसका मेन काम यही होगा, quick screening to save time. Quick screening to save time. It's called as Project Screening Committee. This is one of the committees recommended. Okay. No. This is the environment impact assessment. थोड़ा सा बड़ा है. Okay. It talks about alternatives. क्या होना चाहिए? Okay. What are the solutions? Okay. Whether all say pollution management is done properly. उसकी बात है. ये वो सब नहीं करेगा. It only will see whether in terms of rules regulations the criteria are met or not. That's why it is like an initial screening committee for time management, not like EIA. No, it's not. Okay, next one. ये committee है और एक है advisory committee. Advisory committee. This will advise on projects referred to by the central government. It advise on the projects referred to by central government with regard to grant or approval. It's a grant of approval. With regard to the grant of approval under different sections of the Act. Okay. देखो पहला वाला क्या है? It is a screening committee. जितने भी projects आएंगे, they have to be screened. Okay. It has it can't leave any. Second वाला is a special advisory committee. इसका काम screening नहीं, इसका काम है advisory role. Okay. If the central government asks for advice, then they will tell us whether the proposals are good or bad or whatever. There is a project screening committee and there is the advisory committee, two other committee. Okay. The third one. Third is regional empowered committee. A regional empowered committee. Okay. Now this committee will review all projects. Will review all linear projects. This committee will review all linear projects like roads, highways, railways, that involve forest land up to 40 hectares. Forest land up to 40 hectares. It also has the responsibility of reviewing all hydel projects. Reviewing all hydel projects. Okay. So, ये तीन है. One is, I said, screening committee. Second is very specifically advisory committee. And third is the regional empowered committee only for linear projects and hydel projects. And that too, जिसमें कि forest area is within 40 hectares. इसके ऊपर जो होगा, it probably goes into EIA now. ठीक है? Right next. Right next. Now, under the new forest conservation rules, next point, under the new forest conservation rules, states applying for forest diversion, states applying for forest diversion must compensate with compensatory forestry, must compensate by compensatory forestry in other states that have forest cover of less than 20%. That have forest cover of less than 20%. जिस स्टेट में आप फॉरेस्ट डाइवर्ट कर रहे हो, that state has responsibility of ensuring that this compensatory forest in another state that has less than 20% of forest cover. So this partly is your commitment under CAMPA, compensatory forest management. Yes, okay, fine. State governments, yes, states. States means state governments. Next is एक और change है, ये चार change हो गया. Screening committee, advisory committee, registered empowered committee. The fourth is the changes are about the compensatory forestry. The fifth one is, okay, that replacing imprisonment with monetary penalty for less serious offenses. Replacing imprisonment with monetary penalty for less serious offenses under EPA. Under EPA. So, you know, this imprisonment was a very difficult thing. Lot of tribes, because of lack of knowledge or awareness, okay, for simple acts like cutting bamboo, okay, or picking up some firewood, they have been put behind bars for as long as 10-15 years. अब बार्स के पीछे हो, ना बेल है, ना कोई सुनवाई है. I mean, it's a torturous thing. So now they have said कि we are not imprisoned anymore unless it is a serious impact, a serious offense that implies killing of tigers, that type of things. उसके लिए होगा. Otherwise, for minor offenses, there's only monetary penalty. And then further, the amount collected by monetary penalty, the amount collected by monetary penalty will be part of Environment Protection Fund. Be part of Environment Protection Fund that can be used as advised. That can be used as advised. If the Environment Protection Fund hai, this is as of now a proposal. ये भी हुआ नहीं है. Okay, it's part of a proposal, not yet okay, in place. These are the 4 or 5 changes under the Forest Conservation Rules 2022. Fine. Okay. So let's move on. The next one is yes. Yes, we'll have to update that. Okay, you're right. So I just focus on, yes, some of them, okay, goes one step ahead. So I'll have update when we come to it. Okay, I recalled some of them are there. Okay, so maybe while filing, you have to be different there. But I'll remember it, don't worry. I have my list with me, I'll remember it. Some of them have been updated. Some I am updating. वो कुछ रह जाएगा, I will ultimately take up. Okay. The next is, just know this. There was a global initiative called as Singapore International Water Week. Singapore International Water Week. SIWW. It's part of Water Convention 2022. Water Convention 2022. Okay. Just a minute. Yeah. Now, so what is this? A global platform. It's a global platform for sharing and co-creating innovative water solutions. For sharing and co-creating innovative water solutions. Okay. इसमें दो तीन terms use हुआ है. So I am keen about that one. It says that there should be global cooperation for. There should be global cooperation for all aspects in management of urban water cycle. All aspects in the management of urban water cycle. Number two, okay, shaping policies around digital water. ये term सुना है आप लोगों ने? Okay, policies around digital water. So what is this one? लिखो आप, write down. Okay, what is digital water? लिखो. Okay, it is the total of real-time data. The total of real-time data. Okay, water use trends, and water use parameters. Within bracket, water use intelligence बोलते हैं उसको. Water use intelligence that can be shared and used to develop insights. That can be shared and used to develop insights for efficient water use. It's a practical way of data-driven approach. To tackling water problems. ठीक है? They will use, okay, IoTs. Such systems will use, you know what's IoT? Okay. Okay, Internet of Things, yes. So your water devices will have those devices. So real-time monitoring कर सकते हो how water is being used. Okay, so we call this as digital water. So imagine if countries can collaborate, network, okay, and they can share data कि पानी कैसा use हो रहा है. Okay, what are the trends, what time of the seasons, that can help develop water policies better. So the Singapore Water Week talks about this. So just know this term, please. ठीक है? इसके अलावा एक और term है. Okay. What is smart water? What is smart water? Smart water essentially is use of technology, okay, and innovations in water meters, for use of technology innovations in metering for, number one, enhanced monitoring of water consumption, number two, more accurate water bills, number three, easier and faster leak detection and repair, number four, water and leak repair, easier and faster leak. Water leakage is a very big problem of water wastage. We don't realize it. Okay. So if you can, and khaskar think of long distance transport of water. Like we don't realize the amount of water we lose because of leaking pipes, okay, broken joints and cracks and so on. Even water theft, yes. So you can, using technology, you can track all of this down. Okay, that's one. Number five is higher water energy saving. Number four, higher water energy savings. And number five is lowering environmental impact. Okay. Fourth is higher water and energy savings. These सारे terms were part of the Singapore meet. Okay, and India we gave a presentation to them under national mission, okay, for clean Ganga. Okay, so we gave a presentation how we are managing, okay, Ganga cleaning and so managing Ganga watershed. Okay, so this was an important event in that sense. ये सब terms में discuss हुआ था. So जो smart water है, it's part of the bigger idea called as digital water. Okay, so they have talked about this. Next slide down. So there are three themes of Singapore, okay, Water Week. One is developing water networks. Number two is developing water treatment for consumption. Developing water networks, developing water treatment. And third is, okay, efficient wastewater management. This is a linked है because Ganga mission इसमें आ गया है. I've heard of this term called as Earth Ganga. Okay, so what is it? And how is it different from Namami Ganga? Any idea? तो नमामि से कैसे अलग है? नमामि गंगा जो प्रोजेक्ट है, okay, उसी का न्यू वर्जन है अर्थ गंगा. डिफरेंस क्या है? So what's the difference between the two? Yes, Namami Ganga का ज्यादा फोकस था on cleaning Ganga. Okay, Earth Ganga का फोकस है to develop the economy around Ganga. ठीक है? So from Namami Ganga to Earth Ganga. लिख लो आप Earth Ganga. Okay, Earth Ganga, there are 6 verticals. It's like a progression towards, okay, the larger goals. There are 6 verticals under, okay, Earth Ganga project. What are the 6 verticals, likho? And within bracket mention, it's about developing the economy around river Ganga. Developing economy around the river Ganga. It includes zero budget natural farming, zero budget natural farming, expanding livelihood, expanding livelihood. 3 is heritage and tourism development, heritage and tourism development. 4 is monetization and reuse of sludge and wastewater. Monetization and reuse of sludge and waste water. Number 5, public participation. And number 6 is institutional building. Number 6 is institutional building. So इसका मतलब क्या, नमामि गंगा इस बंद हो गया क्या अभी? It goes on, okay? Namami Ganga goes on. Okay, Namami Ganga will focus on sewage treatment, industrial waste treatment, cleaning of debris, वो सब चलेगा. But parallelly, this is the next step, that we develop the economy around Ganga River. And what is the objective of National Mission for Clean Ganga? Write down. National Mission for Clean Ganga as a part of the larger Namami Ganga project. As a part of larger Namami Ganga project. Okay. इसका main क्या है? To develop circular economy. To develop circular economy. Reclaim, reuse, recycle. Okay. On issues related to Ganga pollution. On issues related to Ganga pollution. Okay, next. I'm done with this one. The next is, हालांकि it's an older body, 21 का है, but news में है. Write down. Commission for Air Quality Management, CAQM. Prelims में air pollution बड़ा favorite topic है. Okay, so whatever you can prepare around air pollution. Okay, CAQM, Commission for Air Quality Management. This commission is a statutory body. It is a statutory body. Okay. Under Air Quality Management in National Capital Region and Adjoining Areas Act. It's a commission under Air Quality Management and Air Quality Management in NCR and Adjoining Areas Act 2021. In NCR and adjoining areas. And adjoining areas. Look, I'll just explain this. Because pollution of NCR has always been an issue. Okay, largest city of India and capital city and more complex cities here. And this is not a city is also a state. Okay, and you know the issues of urbanization, problems of your stubble burning and the rest. Okay? So for a long time, issues of air management was under 3-4 different agencies, bodies. Plus Supreme Court ने एक अलग से बना रखा था authority. Okay, because a lot of cases, Supreme Court says, मैं बना लेता authority बना लेता Environment Authority. They'll take care of environment, air pollution of Delhi. So it was becoming a multi-body issue and problems of lack of convergence. So what this act did was, okay, and remember, this act is by the central government. Okay, the act, okay, formulated a special body for this, and this body now overrides all the previous bodies and also overrides the body made by the Supreme Court. और जो पहले जो bodies थे, they were more into recommendations. ये करो, ये नहीं करो, advisory role था. Whereas has the role even to penalize if required. Yes, it draws, okay, the powers of the executive also. ठीक है? और recently क्या किया इन्होंने? They have banned all type of coal industries, okay, around Delhi. Okay, except for agar low sulfur wala coal hai for thermal power plants. Okay, so that's why it has been in news. Okay, that was the idea here. I hope you got the point here. No, write down. Yeah. Yes, yes. And it can only be taken up for challenge under NGT. Okay, only NGT may have. Go. No body has. Okay, can be last resort until it goes to Supreme Court types. But इसके challenges में challenge आप कर सकते हो NGT में कर सकते हो. Yes, Prerna. Zero budget natural farming, correct. Okay, under Earth Ganga. I hope you got the idea now, all of you. Write down. The CAQM replaces all the other ordinances and bodies, looking into air pollution issues in NCR. Looking into air pollution issues under NCR. Before CAQM, there were multiplicity of bodies. Before CAQM, there were multiplicity of bodies that included CPCB. I hope you know what CPCB, Central Pollution Control Board. CPCB, state pollution control boards. State pollution control board, because adjoining areas का मतलब क्या है? Haryana, Rajasthan, yes, UP, okay, Punjab, okay, इन सब का state के भी include करते थे हम लोग. So earlier there was okay CPCB, state pollution control boards, and also Environmental Pollution Authority, EPCA, that was appointed by Supreme Court. Is appointed by Supreme Court. Or the EPCA has been in service for almost 22 years. Okay, 2000 में setup हुआ था, 22 तक they were responsible for coordination. Okay, so this CAQM is replacing for NCR adjoining areas में, it is replacing all ordinances and all bodies, including the multiplicity of engagement by CPCB, State Pollution Control Boards, and the Environmental Pollution Authority that was appointed by Supreme Court. Next slide down. So CAQM consolidates all these bodies and is now the overarching body. It is now the overarching body that will take all decisions, issue orders. It will take decisions, issue orders, and also look into penal provisions if required. Look into penal provisions if required. Yes. Okay. Only NGT, only NGT will have the power to hear cases involving CAQM, not other civil courts. And not other civil courts. ठीक है? Okay. Next. Okay. The adjoining areas क्या mean करता है? Delhi. Okay. And it implies Haryana, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan. Haryana, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, and Rajasthan. Okay. So it is taking care of quality of air in the NCR and adjoining regions. Okay. Next slide down. Okay. It will coordinate all action taken up. By states on air pollution, and will lay down parameters for air quality. It will lay down the parameters for air quality. It also has the authority to restrict industries. Authority to restrict industries. इस कंट्री में क्या किया इन्होंने? They have now restricted all coal-based industries in NCR region. All coal-based industries in the NCR region, except for low sulfur power plants. Except for low sulfur power plants. ठीक है? And the body is a pretty large one. I do not know मैं list दूं कि नहीं दूं. अब चलो कर ही रहे हैं तो कर लेते हैं. The composition of the commission. Write down the composition of commission. One is a chairperson. One is chairperson. Number two is an official from Environment Ministry. An official from Environment Ministry. Next is, there are 5 ex officio members. 5 ex officio members who can be chief secretaries or secretaries. Who are chief secretaries or secretaries of Delhi and the adjoining states. तो 5 हो गया ना आपके पास? दिल्ली, पंजाब, हरियाणा, राजस्थान, यूपी हो गया. ये 5 स्टेट से जो उनका चीफ सेक्रेटरी होगा और सम सेक्रेटरी लेवल will be ex officio member of this commission. Okay. Plus, there'll be 3 full-time technical members. 3 full-time technical members, including members from CPCB and ISRO. Including members from CPCB and ISRO. Plus 1 member from Niti Aayog. क्या ही काम करेंगे यार? This is a commission full of ego. Okay, ऐसे लोगों में is the first recipe to ensure it collapses. Okay, कोई अपना छोटा थोड़ी मानेगा यहाँ पर. Okay, yes, chief secretary भी है इसमें. Okay, you also have okay, yes, technical member सबसे यहाँ हर का आदमी यहाँ पर है. हटो साइड हो जाओ, बोलेंगे इसको. Anyways, we're not done yet. 1 from Niti Aayog and also 3 members from NGO who deal with air pollution. ये सबसे dispensable होंगे. ये बाहर समोसा लेके खड़े होंगे. ठीक है? So 3 members from NGOs plus 3 members, okay, from stakeholder sectors. Industry से, agriculture से, transportation से. Okay. ये है composition. So know that कि हर जगह से डाल दिया है. Okay. And air quality in Delhi is not improving. So now you know why. Okay. Sometimes I wonder, इतना obvious हमें दिखाई देता है, तुमको नहीं दिखाई देता. Okay. The problem is, some of these are post-retirement benefits. Okay. Yeah, so they get it as ex officio थे, तो pension कहाँ से आएगा? So they have to do this. Okay, next. I'm done with CAQM. Okay. The next is CDRI. CDRI, Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure. Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure. At the level of global initiatives, na, ये 2 initiatives India वाले initiatives हैं. Okay. One is CDRI, another is International Solar Alliance. Okay. So both become important at this point here. At the global level, there are 2 major global initiatives by Government of India. by Government of India. One is CDRI. Okay. This was launched in 2019. Another is International Solar Alliance, launched in 15, part of Paris Agreement. Yes. COP15, yeah, yes. Okay. So these two are important. You have to know both about. The hua kya hai? The CDRI, okay, news stream hai, CDRI has been given the status of international organization. CDRI has been given the status of international organization. So what this means is the officials who will be deputed here, now they're seen as diplomats. They'll have immunity from some of the laws of the member nations. You know? So hence CDRI, members will enjoy immunity from legal processes in the member states. CDRI members will have immunity from the legal processes of the member states. This will help in faster resource sharing, technical advisory technical advisory roles, and faster grant of relief and assistance. Okay? Now, what is it about? Likh do. 2 lines. CDRI is a global partnership of national governments. CDRI is a global partnership of national governments, UN agencies, multilateral development banks, private sector and academic research institutions. So, एक type का partnership है. Government का, banks का, private sector, and research institutions. Objective क्या है? Objective is to increase resilience of infrastructure systems. To increase resilience of infrastructure systems that are vulnerable to climate change. Think of dams ho, roads construction hai, bridges construction hai, cyclone management infrastructure ho gaya, drought infrastructure ho gaya. All of these require some kind of smart technologies and funding. So CDRI kind of collaborates all of this together. Okay, right. Further, apart from 31 countries. As of now, there are 31 countries. Apart from 31 countries, there are 6 international organizations and 2 private sector organizations. There are 6 international organizations and 2 private sector organizations. Which hai, kya organizations hai likho? The 6 organizations are Asian Development Bank, ADB. Yes, this is exactly the type of questions. So statement 1, 2, 3. Okay, they can pick up some of these facts. Yes. Asian Development Bank, World Bank, UNDP, Asian Development Bank, World Bank, UNDP, UNDRR, United Nations Disaster Risk Reduction, UNDRR, European Union, and European Investment Bank. just one suggestion, जब भी listing लो ना, always write one below another, not comma comma. अब याद नहीं होगा. अब listing एक के नीचे एक होता है ना, याद रहेगा आपको. Okay, ADB, World Bank, UNDRR. Okay, you have got European Union, you have got European Investment Bank and UNDP. Okay, ये 6 organization इसके part हैं. And the 2 private sector ones are, लिखो. The 2 private sector alliances are, one is Private Sector Alliance for Disaster Resilient Societies. Private Sector Alliance for Disaster Resilient Societies. The second is Coalition for Climate Resilient Investment. Coalition for Climate Resilient Investment. Member countries 31 है. Shiva. Okay. 31 countries, 6 international organizations and 2 private sector bodies. Okay. That's the membership. Okay, I'm done with this. Yeah. No, it's given now. Last year. June May. I don't know about after which summit, but this has been given in the month of June 2022. नहीं, CDRI तो न्यूज में है, but उसका status international organization is now. CDRI is old, ऐसे 2019 से CDRI है, तो हर साल वो न्यूज में रहता है. India wants to promote, and under CDRI ही loss and damage fund शुरू किया गया ना. ठीक है, so Glasgow में loss and damage fund का issue आया. Somewhere this is taking shape there. Is in news, yes, yes. But what has happened now is this is now given the status of an international organization. Okay, that's the news here. Okay, so next is yes. Okay, now something about urban initiative here, write down. Launch of India's first national coalition platform. India's first national coalition platform for urban nature-based solution. For urban nature-based solution. इसको ना बहुत जगह I was seeing documents, it's written as NBS. Reading documents, 2-3 जगह आया. I was wondering what is this? Okay, so this term basically means nature-based solutions. देखो urbanization में there's a lot of talk of smart cities. अभी फिर budget में ठीक है, we have added that smart cities concept है, waste to energy concept hai. We're talking about all those farming methods, Miyawaki and the rest. ठीक है? So now we have realized that ये सब तो चलता रहेगा, but we also need to address urban problems from the perspective of natural ecosystem based management. Okay, it's something like think of farming. एक तरफ farming कर रहे हो technology, hybrid seeds and advanced GM crops and so on. और एक तरफ आपका है परंपरागत कृषि योजना, नेचर बेस्ड, ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग. तो वैसे सोचो आप. सो अंडर अर्बन मैनेजमेंट दिस इज ए न्यू कंसेप्ट. देयर अर्बन प्रॉब्लम्स, अर्बन मैनेजमेंट टू अंडरटेक नेचर बेस्ड सॉल्यूशंस. ओके, ये पहली बार लॉन्च हुआ है एंड दिस हैज बीन लॉन्च्ड एट वर्ल्ड अर्बन फोरम इन पोलैंड. वर्ल्ड अर्बन फोरम इन पोलैंड में लॉन्च हुआ है ये वाला. ओके, और इंडिया के लिए इट हैज बीन लॉन्च्ड बाय, फॉर इंडिया इट हैज बीन लॉन्च्ड बाय नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ अर्बन अफेयर्स, नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ अर्बन अफेयर्स Climate Center for Cities. Climate Center for Cities. एक साथ लिखो आप. National Institute of Urban Affairs, Climate Center for Cities. Short में it's called as NIUAC cube. It's called as NIUAC cube. Okay. Climate Center for Cities and WRI. It is launched by NIUAC cube and WRI. WRI is World Resource Institute of India. World Resource Institute of India. ठीक है. क्या objectives हैं लिखो? The objectives are ecosystem-based services, ecosystem-based services, and nature-based solutions, as cost-effective and sustainable ways to address climate change induced challenges. Climate change induced challenges such as heat, urban flooding, air water pollution, and storm surge. Next, along with mitigating impact of climate change, it seeks to address building a resilient infrastructure for vulnerable urban communities. Okay. Next, short में, what is the role of NIUA? Okay. Driving investments, mainstreaming urban ecosystems, and communicating messages and ideas related to urban development. Okay, that's what your PIB. Yes, that's about it. Yeah. No, it'll try to source investments, grants, funds from multilateral agencies and so on. It'll drive investments, okay, through multi-stakeholder coordination. बड़े-बड़े words हैं, basically पैसा जुगाड़ करेंगे और क्या. Okay, that's about this one. The next is अच्छा, ये स्टॉकहोम कॉन्फ्रेंस इंपॉर्टेंट है. ओके, स्टॉकहोम +50 इसको बोल रहे हैं. ओके, सो अराउंड समथिंग. ओके, स्टॉकहोम +50. सो we are celebrating 50 years, okay, since 1972 UN conference. 50 years of 1972 UN conference, on human environment. It was called as UN Conference on Human Environment. Okay? So this इसके बारे में facts लिख लो आप. Okay. This is also called as Stockholm Conference. This was the forum where climate change was first discussed. Climate change was first discussed after it was taken up in UN General Assembly in 1968. तो पहली बार climate change as an issue उठाया गया UNGA में in 68. उसके बाद में the 72 conference talks about it now. So that where is the landmark. Okay. Next, it was a proposal by Sweden. It is also called as Swedish Initiative. It was a proposal by Sweden and therefore called as the Swedish Initiative. Next, okay. The theme of the Stockholm Conference was only one Earth. The theme was only one Earth. Next, okay. It provided for an action plan. It provided for an action plan. Okay. Action plan that included number one, a global environment assessment. A global environment assessment. कितना pollution है, कितना global warming है, we want some data. So now we have IPCC, right? Okay, back then there was no such body to do this. So they talked about let's have a scientific method. The 2 degrees concept है ना? Okay, the 2D concept was given by Stockholm Conference because they believed that if the amount of CO2 gets doubled, okay, so at that time average was around 200, 230 is what we have as CO2 ppm in the atmosphere. अगर वो double हो जाता है, Stockholm Conference said that warming will be more than 2 degrees. Okay, so that's why 2 degrees has now become part of our climate change objectives. Okay, so some of these terms were given then. So it talked about developing a process for the assessment of the problem. One, number two, okay, a forum for managing environment activities. Forum for managing environment activities. And third was international measures to coordinate climate change initiatives. Climate change initiatives. It's often said that the Stockholm Conference was the beginning of the environmental era. It was the beginning of the environmental era. In fact, before Stockholm Conference, no country had environment ministry. Okay, सबसे पहले US में आया, okay, एक act बना उनका, okay. So Stockholm Conference is like a watershed there, the beginning of the environmental era. Right, next, it was on Stockholm Conference recommendations. It was on the Stockholm Conference recommendations that the 3 most important conventions, were set up under Rio Summit. Rio Summit का वो भी important है, okay? Stockholm का अगर हो गया 50 years, Rio Summit का हो गया 30 years. तो ये सब anniversaries में your UPSC is very, very sharp on. Okay, so 1992 Rio Summit, so 22 is an important year for us. Okay? So 3 important conventions which are almost the foundation of Rio Summit. What are they? UNFCCC, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, UNFCCC. Okay. UNCCD, United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification, UNCCD. And third is CBD, Convention on Biological Diversity. ये तीनों recommendations था part of the Stockholm Conference. Okay. Now, some of the key agreements under Stockholm Declaration. Some of the key agreements under Stockholm Declaration. One is safeguarding natural resources. Safeguarding natural resources, so air, water, land, safeguarding resources. One. Number two is, okay, not to exceed limits in toxic substances, not to exceed limits of toxic substances. Third is supporting the poor and developing countries, supporting poor and developing countries. Next is environment policies that support future potential development. That support future potential development. Okay. Next one is, okay, the states to have their sovereign rights. The states to have sovereign rights. And participation should be collaborative and cooperative. Collaborative and cooperative. But states to have adequate measures so that activities within their jurisdiction does not harm other states beyond their boundaries. Other states beyond their boundaries. ठीक है? So that's Stockholm. So I've covered the topics now. Now quickly, 7-8 places in news. Okay, yeah. Animals, species, yeah. The quick list with बता देने आपको. What are the places and facts? Okay, आप लिख लीजिए आप. Keep it as miscellaneous. Okay. So places में, one is Panatal wetlands, Panatal. Panatal is considered one of the largest wetlands of the world. South America में है, bordering Paraguay and Brazil. Bordering Paraguay and Brazil, and it is drying up very fast. Panatal, Panatal, Panatal wetlands. Okay. Oh, it's not in this one. But did I get the other one also? Yes, I did. I'll show that to you. Just give me a sec. So इसमें ना वो countries कौन से हैं, कौन सा border regions हैं. So those things are always a question. Oh, I think I left the other atlas back in my. It's along the Paraguay River. This region. दिखा देते हैं आपको. It's not mentioned here. I was hoping to. Okay, anyways, let me show it to you. Paraguay in Brazil. So if you can see this is Brazil. Okay, this is Brazil. This is Paraguay. Okay, so it's somewhere here, this area region here. And this is the long river, Parana river here. Ye Parana river hai. So along this, the area have Panatal wetlands. PNA, one of the largest wetlands of the world, and is drying rapidly. Okay? So that's one place you should know. The next is Kuril Islands. I believe you know where Kuril Islands are. Japan and Russia ke bhi, there are basically 4 major islands. Kuril Islands, the 4 islands, ekdam northern part beyond Hokkaido hai. 4 islands hain. And ye kafi hand change kiya hai. First with Russia, then with Japan, then back to Russia, then again Japan. So usme islands ke dispute hai. ठीक है? So in a way, there was an exchange between Sakhalin Island and Kuril Island. Let me show this to you. ये oil regions हैं. Okay, part of the Okhotsk Sea. Kuril, Kurile. Yeah, here. You can see. Is it visible, all of you, online? सर क्लास कब से चल रहा है? बड़ा चल रहा है जब से जोश आया है, कर रहे हैं. अप्रोक्सीमेटली 2 दिन हुआ है. आप बैठोगे तो और एक दिन खींच लेंगे. and the name also is Smart IAS. Okay, so anyways, so we have Kuril Islands here. दिख रहा है यहाँ पर? This is called as what? Kamchatka Peninsula. Okay, इसके south में यहाँ पर Kuril Islands हैं, and then we have Hokkaido Islands. So you can see these major ones, 1, 2, 3, couple small ones. ये 4 major islands हैं यहाँ पर, plus small islands. They're called as Kuril Islands. And this is island called as Sakhalin Island. This long one. दिख रहा है आपको ये long वाला? ये Sakhalin है. ये area is known to have some amount of oil. You know about ONGC, right? ONGC का एक arm था, अभी भी है मेरे ख्याल से, OVL. ONGC Videsh Limited. Exploring oil elsewhere and taking equity in oil also. So ONGC का OVL had some rights in Sakhalin Islands. ठीक है? So because of again resources etc. Okay, ये area of dispute रहा है between Japan and Russia. So Kuril Island, just know this. Okay, the location, that's one. Black Sea, I believe you have no issues there. The countries around Black Sea, Ukraine and Turkey and Georgia, either Romania, ठीक है? Bulgaria, yes. So know the countries, and the Sea of Azov, know the cities also. Okay, 4-5 cities हैं. Sevastopol, Odessa, okay. Kyiv, of course, it's not the border area. Black Sea. Yes. Okay, so Black Sea, the Sea of Azov, Mariupol. Liklo, please, don't just say yes. I know you know. Okay, but I hope you know till it matters. जब फ्रेश होता है तो याद रहता है, फिर धीरे धीरे वो एग्जाम होता है ना सेमेस्टर वाला. Okay. So make sure that लिख लो as a as a prompt कि रिवाइज करना है बाद में. Okay. So मैरीपॉल न्यूज में है. Okay. डोनेट्स. So नॉर्थ साउथ अरेंज करना है टाइप्स. Okay. मैरीपॉल, डोनेट्स. Okay. We have लुहांग्स. ये एरियाज में रशिया हैड टू मूव बैक. दिख रहा है लुहांग्स. Luhansk, Kharkiv, north में. Okay, this area has been where Russia has suffered major defeats. Okay, okay, Mariupol, Kherson also is important. So south to north pattern में Kharkiv, Luhansk, Donetsk, Mariupol is a major port. Okay, and Kherson, Kherson, Odessa. Odessa is a major port. Okay, Moskva was a destroyer that was sunk. Okay, Russia ka. It was trying to take over Odessa. Odessa is one of very important ports of Ukraine in the Black Sea. Odessa. Okay, this you have Rostov. Okay, Rostov is the most important Russian city. Okay, Rostov on Don. It's on River Don. Rostov. Okay. So know these places, and of course, okay, Ukraine, you have a part of Romania, Bulgaria, you have a part of Turkey also, okay, part of Turkey, okay, and okay, this bigger boundary of Turkey here, and of course, you have Russia. Okay, Georgia also, yes, this is Georgia part. Okay, हाँ ये भी देख लो आप, city of Sochi, okay. Krasnodar, some of the cities here. ठीक है? So I repeat, north से south अगर देखेंगे, you have got Kharkiv, Luhansk, Mariupol, okay, you have got Donetsk, पहले Donetsk फिर Mariupol, okay, and then you come down, you have, okay, Kherson and you have Odessa, okay, Kharkiv, okay, you come down, you have, okay, Luhansk, Kharkiv, Luhansk, Donetsk, Mariupol, Kherson and Odessa. And then this corner में you have Rostov on Don. And नीचे आओ तो city of Sochi. Okay, so pictorial remember this. ठीक है? The country's boundary, you have got Turkey as a boundary, Georgia, Romania, Bulgaria, okay, and Ukraine, of course. So Black Sea, okay, look. And what are the straits called as? This is called as the Strait of Kerch. ये projection क्या बोलते हैं? It's called as the Kerch Peninsula. It's part of a bigger one called as, okay, Crimea Peninsula. So if you look at the diagram, okay, if you look at the diagram, so something of this kind, okay, this, ऐसे, okay, so ये पूरा हो गया Crimea Peninsula, maybe a bit more smaller here, say, see this as this. This is the Strait of Crimea. ये पूरा, ये वाले को बोलते हैं Strait of, this is the Kerch Peninsula. This is the Kerch, और ये जो पैसेज है, this is the Strait of Kerch. Okay, तो इसके इस टिप में यहां पर है Rostov on the river Don, ये largest city of Russia है. Okay, और यहां पर you have got Kharkiv, Luhansk, Odessa, you have got Mariupol, और इधर है, okay, यहां पर कहीं Kherson, this is Odessa, Kherson, Mariupol, Donetsk, Luhansk and Kharkiv. Make sense, all of you? Okay, so know about the Black Sea. Then news में Nagorno-Karabakh. Okay, so ये dispute area है Nagorno-Karabakh. It has changed hand between Armenia and Azerbaijan. Okay, for a long time, but Nagorno-Karabakh has Armenian population, but under Azerbaijan for quite some time. Okay, just know the place. Kahan par hai Nagorno-Karabakh? Okay, I do not know if it is shown as, yeah, here it is. Okay, I'll show that to you. Just give me a second. Okay, इसमें पता नहीं चल रहा है. यहाँ देख लीजिए आप, this area here. You can see this part here, Armenia. This is, दिख रहा है ये दिख रहा है, Armenia दिख रहा है यहाँ पर. Armenia, this is Azerbaijan. Okay, Azerbaijan has a coast on the Caspian Sea. Okay, and you can see small part here, likha Azer. This is Nagorno-Karabakh. Mila? So Nagorno-Karabakh is Armenian population. Okay, and it has been historically ruled by, okay, Azerbaijan. But at time that was part of Armenia also. ये काफी interventions होने के बाद में. So just know the place कहाँ पर है. That's how they ask you. Nagorno-Karabakh. Then Al-Aqsa Mosque is in news, Jerusalem. Okay, Al-Aqsa Mosque, and you also have the Temple Mount. Okay, Temple Mount is important for, okay, the Jews, Temple Mount, and the Christians. Al-Aqsa for the Muslims. और वहीं पर Temple Mount का, okay, एक old temple था, उसका wall बचा है, called as the Wailing Wall. Yeah, no, Promised Land and Wailing Wall. Yeah, Zoroastrians. Okay, Zoroastrians. ठीक है? Sorry, not Zoroastrians. Sorry, Jews, not Zoroastrians. Temple of, so that's a wall where the Jews they pray, they put their hands on the wall and they cry to forgive their sins. ठीक है? So because they hold and cry, it's called as the Wailing Wall. WAILING, Wailing Wall. So Jerusalem is in news, should know that. Okay, then Bucha or Bucha, B-U-C-H-A. ये कीव के पास में suburban area है, which was considered to be a lot of crime when the Russians were withdrawing. Yes, war crimes. B-U-C-H-A. नहीं, इसमें नहीं होगा, कीव के suburban areas में है. So nowhere B-U-C-H-A, Bucha is, okay? Bucha, Kuril Islands, Black Sea, Nagorno-Karabakh. Okay. Now, India में places in news. One is Shinku La Tunnel. S-H-I-N-K-U, Shinku La Tunnel. So there are two main tunnels between Manali and Leh. Okay, Rohtang Pass, Khadungla, Rohtang Pass के इसमें there are two main tunnels. एक अटल tunnel है और एक है Shinkula tunnel. So when these tunnels get operational, it almost will be all-weather road, okay, from Manali to Leh. Atal tunnel is already in operation. Shinkula is almost nearing completion. S-H-I-N, yes, S-H-I-N-K-U, Shinkula tunnel. दूसरा है this रतल और रतले HEP, न्यूज में है अभी. Okay, किश्तवाड़ डिस्ट्रिक्ट, R-A-T-L-E, इसी के, and this is among the very big ones. I think 850 megawatts का प्रोजेक्ट है ये on river Chenab. Okay, और इसी में जो छेड़छाड़ कर रहे थे, okay, पाकिस्तान issues में, that's when India said now we will, okay, relook into the Indus Water Treaty. One is Atal Tunnel, another one is Shinkula Tunnel. Yes, Shinkula Tunnel. Atal Tunnel already operational hai. Okay, I mean the whole thing gets ready, it says a distance of 6 hours get reduced to only 2 hours of travel. All weather tunnel between Manali and Leh. ठीक है? So this, I think you all know Gilgit Baltistan. Okay, हमेशा news में रहता है about the Karakoram highway and the rest. Okay, and somewhere there are also a lot of protests. Okay, that part has been revolting against Pakistan issues. So no, the Gilgit Baltistan region. Okay, Desert National Park. Okay, Jaisalmer Desert National Park. Okay, Great Indian Bustard. Yes, that's yeah. Yes, correct. Then Sariska Tiger Reserve. We picked up some of the names. Okay, Sariska Tiger Reserve, Rajasthan. ये अलवर के पास में है, or as good as Alwar for that matter. Sariska. Then you have Kanged Valley. Kanged Valley, Chhattisgarh. Kanged Valley is the Mahanadi Basin. Kanged Valley is Mahanadi Basin. Okay, this was in news. Kanged Valley National Park. Then National Chambal Sanctuary. ये कहां पर है? MP. National Chambal Sanctuary is in MP. Okay. These in news. Animals in news. It was again olive ridley turtles. Okay. You should know about the Gahirmata coast. Okay. Odisha, Gahirmata coast. And in Kerala, they have spotted a rare dragonfly. It's called as spiny horntail. SPINY. Spiny horn, HORNE, horn, tail, TAIL. It's supposed to be a very rare type of a dragon. Dragonfly, समझ में आ रहा है आपको? Yes. Insect. Okay, fine. उसका पूरा life cycle होता है पानी में, if you know this. Okay, it only matures and flies. Otherwise, the pura life cycle is in water. Dragonfly. Yes. Helicopter का design dragonfly पे ही. Yes, correct. ठीक है? So that's anything else I'm missing out? Yeah, that's about it. Okay. So I'm done with environment topics of April, May, June. Oh, this one. Let me see if I. Yes, एक और लिख लो. I forgot this one. There are some species of corals found. They are azooxanthellae corals. Azooxanthellae coral means corals that do not have the algae. ये पहले भी थे, but Indian Ocean, Indian waters में first time discovered. The first time discovered in the Indian waters. Okay. And 4 such species were found in parts of Persian Gulf. Okay. Gulf of Aden, वहां पर तो था, but we have found them now in Andaman Nicobar Islands. Andaman Nicobar Islands. Yeah. And these corals, they survive from capturing planktons. They're almost like heterotrophs. They don't prepare food from sunlight because there is no zooxanthellae in them. Okay, but they capture planktons like heterotrophs. Generally, yes, Shiva. Some of these which are in news become important. So don't end up by hearting all the IUCN red list animals. Okay, that's the mistake we do. Most of these are in news because of some recent discoveries. So generally, 1 साल के अंदर वाला पूछ देते हैं. Yeah, that's about it. Your next class is when? Tomorrow? Thursday. आज क्या है? Today is what? Today is Thursday. Okay. So tomorrow, maybe I'll have to confirm from Devender because he was looking to discuss economy. Okay. So we'll let you know. You all on the groups. बता देंगे आपको. Yes. Andaman Nicobar Islands में they were discovered. Correct. Okay, then thanks for being patient. Okay. Yeah. Yes, I'll take one more session, maybe about an hour or so. I'll cover some topics of IR also. ये 4-5 areas हैं. You covered polity, okay, environment, places, economy, and IR. So most current affairs portion is done then. Bye. Bye-bye. Thanks. Bye.